What's up, guys? It's your boy Two Phones back again with another informative video. This video is, I won't say it's a battle video, but it's more like to give you guys a prime example of the differences between these budget phones and stuff like that. So right on my left hand, I got the Sony Xperia X-A2 Ultra, and on my right side, I got the Moto G7 Power. Now, both of these are great battery beast phones. They're great with performance. They're good on gaming. Storage capacity is decent, but the Moto G7 Power has the upper hand on the Xperia because this one only goes up to 256 gigs onboard storage. Well, not onboard storage, but SD card slot expansion. While this one you can get up to 512. And Amazon has some blowout deals right now with some micro SD card slots. I mean, micro SD cards. Anyway, but yeah, so. The real cool thing about Motorola is that the fact they have adaptable storage, meaning like your 4K videos, you could send those to your SD card without using up all your onboard storage of your phone. So you can free up space with the expandable storage. So keep that in mind when it comes to Motorola phones. You do have that storage. Now, Sony doesn't do that, so you have to do it separately. So basically, like all your videos, your music will have to go straight to the SD card, and you can't save them. I mean, you can save it to your internal memory, but you only get 32 gigs, and 32 gigs can run out very fast if you're not using cloud storage or some type of wireless USB stick that I mentioned. So keep that in mind when it comes to smartphones that don't have adaptable storage. It seems like Motorola is the only one doing it. So if you want that adaptable storage, you got to go with the Moto phones. Now, this one has a 6.2-inch 720p display, but this one has a 6-inch 1080p display. So it all depends on what display you want. And what I tell people about 720p is that you don't use a lot of data with 720p screens. So unlimited data is really no reason to have unlimited data on 720p displays because once again, YouTube and Netflix, they compress your videos anyway. A lot of people don't go to the app settings and change from auto to like, oh, I want 1080p, I want 2K res videos. A lot of people just watch, you know what I mean? So a lot of people don't go through the video settings and change them. So keep that in mind because 720p screens, you won't be using up a lot of storage data. While you on 1080p, yeah, of course you're going to use up more data on video streaming. Yeah, so this one has a 23 megapixel rear camera on the back, and it has two 8 megapixel cameras up front with wide selfie angle feature. And all you have to do to set that on is put it on selfie mode. And as you can see, I'm in a wide angle mode. But then if I just want my face just to be shown, then I just move the little setting over. All right. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for some of the best camera features. Also, it does have manual and pro mode. All right, so I'm set to auto. I have SS, IS, ISO, EV, white balance, and then I have all these extra modes. AR, I got AR, slow motion, Google Lens, manual, creative effect, panorama, sound photo. All right, so keep all that in mind when you're trying to pick the right devices. Now, the Moto G7 Power. It does have some cool features. As you can see, it has AR stickers, YouTube Live, time lapse, slow motion, live filter. It also has panorama, cinematograph, spot color, and portrait mode. Right, and they both shoot 4K, 30 frames per second. Now this one's on a Snapdragon 630. This was on a Snapdragon 632. This has 4 gigs of RAM. This one has 3 gigabytes of RAM. And all you guys have to do is just check out my full reviews of both of these smartphones and devices. I'll leave links in the description box. But I just wanted to give you guys some minor rundowns between the Moto G7 Power versus the Xperia XA2 Ultra. 3700 milliamp battery versus 5000, and then you got 720 versus 1080p. All right, 6-inch versus 6.2. So all that goes into effect how fast these phones are going to perform in real world usage, things in that sort. They're both, like I said, they're both good on games and things. So you shouldn't have any issues with basic games and games that don't need Snapdragon 855s and all that stuff like that. And but okay, here's one major difference. This was only on GSM networks, meaning AT&T and T-Mobile. So Metro and Cricket will work on this device, the Sony, but the Moto G7 Power has all the bands to every network: Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, US Cellular, you name them. All right. So if you're gonna do a lot of traveling, you're gonna want the best phone with the best network, and all you gotta do is just check out your coverage maps, things and that sort. So keep that in mind when it comes to actually, looking for the best budget, best features and functionalities on a budget phone. Also, they both run in Android 9 Pie. If you didn't see my latest video, I told you guys that the Xperia XA2 Ultra has made security patch, but the G7 Power is still on March. But they're both running Android 9 Pie, and give or take, it all depends on if that matters to you. Now we can go into the CPU settings, and I'm gonna show you something real fast, real quick. All right, so like I said, this is on Snapdragon 632. This is on Snapdragon 630. This has 2.2 gigahertz processor with 4 gigs of RAM. This on 1.8 gigahertz processor with 3 gigs of RAM. Now, as you can see, the different cores and the architecture, the processing, they both on a 14 nanometer processing chip. Okay. Let's see. We go to the device. As you can see, the devices right here, what they're running right now. Okay. All right. You want to check out the system. Both on the same API levels, so they're both getting the same app updates, things of that sort. They're both on the same same ARM. So yeah. I mean they're almost neck and neck pretty much. But like I said, one has more RAM than the other one, and bigger battery than the other one, less resolution than the other one, more camera features. Around the same price. You can get these in between the same prices of $200, but it just depends on if you like stock Android versus Android with skins, and this is the Sony Xperia skin. So it really depends on what you're looking for in a device. Now this one has NFC, so you can use Google Pay. You can use Google Pay, Tap and Pay, PayPal, and all that. This one doesn't have NFC. And to be truthfully honest, that's the real main difference for real. They're both on USB Type-C, fast charging. So you could get easily 3 days of battery life on both of these devices easily. So it really just depends on the RAM usage, the processing, the cameras, whether or not you want NFC payments or not, or are you going to be using a lot of cloud storage, give or take? Or you a PlayStation fan? I got the PlayStation app on here, but I'm pretty sure you can download the PlayStation app on any Android. But yeah, this is just my takes on the Moto G7 Power versus the Sony Xperia. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you had $200 or $250, and you wanted something fully unlocked, whether it's GSM or GSM and CDMA, and you wanted some of most of the features that come out of flagship phones, which device would you want? The Moto G7 Power or the Xperia XA2 Ultra? I'll leave all the links to the description box about the gaming performance, full reviews, all that in the description box. Leave me your comments below.